I was setting up my calendar for the month of December. In my house, I've had a calendar that was like empty it was like one of those fill in the blank calendars. And it was completely blank. I started filling it in for December and the Lord just stopped me in the middle of it. He just goes, hey, time is a resource through which you exchange time to release heaven on earth. So it's a resource that we spend, and how we spend our resource of time. And you've probably heard this a million times from the Lord, but for me, the way he said it was like, oh, time is a resource through which we're able to release heaven on earth. So how I spend my time, I'm obviously, you've heard this, you're going to be accountable for that. But he showed me this picture of like, if I'm given $100, I could go to the dollar store and just spend $100 on $1 little tiny little things that really aren't that valuable. Or I could spend my $100 on something that's valuable. We all have the same amount of time, but yet some people impact nations and some people are self-focused. I want to impact nations. And so he was just talking to me about how I really need to think about how I spend my time. Yeah. So my challenge to you is let's start thinking about how we spend our time. Because people with a wealth mindset think about how they spend their money way more than people with a poverty mindset. So poverty also is connected to time. It's a resource. So if you have a poverty mindset with time, you're going to spend your time doing tiny little things that like don't really add up to much, that are like not connected. But if you have a wealth mindset with time, you'll spend your time doing small things that add up to a lot in the end. Like take a big project and break it down into tiny little pieces. Am I making sense to anybody? Makes sense to me.